Hello everyone. Today we will study chapter 1 Nutrition in Plants part 2. Okay. Students, do you remember that I gave you one assignment in which I asked that can you imagine the earth in the absence of photosynthesis? No. Then why? Okay. So first we will discuss about that question which was related with the importance of photosynthesis. Okay. So first we will learn about importance of photosynthesis. See the first point. Photosynthesis helps green plants to make their own food, right? That means if there would not be photosynthesis, then green plants would not be able to make their own food, right? That means in the absence of photosynthesis, there would not be any plants. Okay. Now, see the second importance of photosynthesis. Um, Students, now think about it. If there would not be any plant, then what herbivores would eat? That means no herbivores. Ultimately, no carnivores, no omnivores, and finally, we can say that no life, right? So, what is the importance of photosynthesis? The second importance, the survival of all animals in the world, directly or indirectly, depends upon the food made by the plants, right? And now we know that how the plants make their own food with the help of photosynthesis. Okay, now see the third importance of photosynthesis. Yes, which is very important, that is oxygen. Yes, oxygen is produced during photosynthesis, and we know that oxygen is very essential for the survival of all living organisms. Okay, now come to the next point. Let us know more about the other components of food. As we know that food which is prepared by the plants like glucose, it is stored in the leaf as sucrose, which is also a complex carbohydrate, right? And in the class 6 you already had learnt about the components of food. Do you know that extra glucose is changed into starch, which is also a complex carbohydrates? Okay. So apart from carbohydrates, are plants able to synthesize other nutrients also? Let us know about it. So yes, plants also synthesize proteins and fats. Fats gives us energy and protein is essential for the growth. Let us know more about protein first. Proteins are the substances which contain N2, that means nitrogen. Okay. And from where the nitrogen comes? It is present in the atmosphere. Although it is present in the abundant quantity, still plants can't use this nitrogen present in the atmosphere. Why? Because they need nitrogen in a soluble form. Okay. Now again one question raised in our mind. How will insoluble form of nitrogen is converted into soluble nitrogen? We will learn about it. See, soil has certain types of bacteria, okay? Like one is rhizobium bacteria. Okay, what rhizobium bacteria do? It takes the atmospheric nitrogen from the atmosphere and it converts it into water soluble nitrogen. Okay, and release it into the soil. Now we call it nitrates. Okay. Now it is absorbed by the plants along with the water. Got it? So, apart from carbohydrates, plants also synthesize nitrogen in the form of nitrates. Okay? In the same way, certain plants like sunflower plant, mustard plant, they synthesize oil and which is stored in their seeds. So therefore, plants also synthesize fats. Okay? Do you know plants also synthesize vitamins and which are found in vegetables, fruits and cereals? See, have you ever think about it? Whenever we are having deficiency or feel weakness and we go to see the doctor, doctor prescribe us or give us advice to have more fruits and raw vegetables as salads. Okay, so that deficiency of vitamins can be fulfilled. So that means fruits and vegetables contain vitamins which they synthesize themselves. Okay. Now we are going to learn about heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Earlier we has learnt about the definitions of autotrophic mode of nutrition and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay. Now let us explore more about heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay. In this heterotrophic mode of nutrition, first we will study saprotrophic nutrition, then second is parasitic nutrition, then third symbiosis. After this, we will study special mode of nutrition found in insectivorous plants. Okay. So here we go. First is saprotrophic nutrition. What is saprotrophic nutrition? The mode of nutrition in which the non-green plants obtain their nutrients from dead and decaying organic matter of plants and animals is called saprotrophic nutrition. What are non-green plants? That means they don't have green color or chlorophyll is absent in them, and if there is no chlorophyll then they can't prepare their own food. That's why they depend for the food on others, right? So they obtain their food from the dead and decaying organic matter. Okay, and these plants called saprophytes. Okay, let's see the examples. The first example is Indian pipe. Indian pipe is white in color and it seems very beautiful also, and it is found in Asia and North America. Okay, now see the second example, that is coral root. Okay, and it has the brightly red flowers. Okay, and they have no green leaves. Usually they grow in deep shades. Okay, one most important thing about saprophyte plants is the root of saprophytes contain organisms called fungi. Okay, this fungi secretes digestive juice on the dead and decay matter and convert it into a liquid so that it used to nourish the non-green plants. Okay, do you know what is fungi? Let me give you the example. Fungi is like yeast. Yeast is also the example of fungi, and one more example, mushroom is also the example of fungi. Okay, Fungi were earlier considered to be plant, but due to the presence of some characteristics different from the plants, now they are no longer considered as a plant. Now they have their different category of organisms and are considered as a separate kingdom. Okay, so this is all about the saprotrophic nutrition. Rest will be discussed in the next lecture. Okay, thank you.